All right, now, I don't watch The View on ABC, even though I've appeared on it a dozen times. I don't really have time to do that. But we monitor that ABC News program. Remember, it comes under the ABC News banner. It's not an entertainment program. So we know the ladies, we know what their point of view is, and okay, again, I don't have any beef with that. If you want to watch The View, go ahead. It's all left-wing stuff all the time. So yesterday, Dr. Phil shows up on The View because he's got a new book, all right? And the book is called We've Got Issues, and it came out today, all right? So it's his first day publication. And he goes on the show, and he knows, because Phil is a traditional guy, all right? The country's noble, hard work and responsibility is what molds a worthwhile life. You know, Phil's message is fairly traditional. So he walks into the lion's den. Roll the tape.
Are you saying no school children died of COVID?
I'm saying it was the safest group. They were the less vulnerable group, and they suffered and will suffer more from the mismanagement of COVID than they will from the exposure to COVID. And that's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Oh, those ladies didn't like that. Oh, no, no. And joining us now from New York City is the aforementioned Dr. Phil McGraw. You know him, 21 years on TV. You know, he and I started pretty much the same time. I'm on Fox and he was on CBS in the national realm. He's written 10 New York Times bestsellers. He's got 9 more to go before he catches me. Had to put that in, Phil. I had, a gratuitous comment. I had to do it. Ego out of control. Right here, you're looking at it. Anyway, the book is how you can, we've got issues, how you can stand strong for America's soul and sanity. So I'm looking at the book, and you have a problem here. And I don't even know whether you know the problem in your book, but I want your comment on it. What you write is perfect for people who would reasonably consider it. Responsibility, hard work, love of country, love of family, respect of family, traditional down the line. But we live in a world now where a lot of people have made their own fantasy lives from social media, from the internet. They don't live in the real world anymore, and therefore those motivations that you write about are lost on millions and millions of people who live on this. This is what they live on. Did you consider that when you were writing the book?
I did. And my hope is, because I also exist on those devices that people check 352 times a day, and YouTube and all of these devices, that, maybe I can get somebody's attention that isn't a natural Dr. Phil follower or fan, and I've got to get people's attention some kind of way, because look, I don't even pretend or try to think that those people are going to flock to listen to me, but I don't make any mistake about it. I love this country. I love it enough to admit that it's got flaws and fallacies, but I love this country. I mean, I stand up when the flag goes by. I put my hand over my heart when they play the national anthem. I love this country, but does it have problems? Of course it does, and I can admit that. But we've got to take the narrative back in America. We've got this, I call them tyranny of the fringe, these activists that are pushing these crazy, I think, wild agendas. And I think if you have somebody that can't show you fact, can't show you science, wants to rewrite history, something's way out of whack. And, you're the history expert around here, and we've got people that are wanting to pretend things didn't happen that happened. They're wanting to rewrite things and tell our children. How are our children supposed to learn from mistakes we've made historically if they want to come in and woke wash history and take all of this out so the kids don't learn what happened at a different time. That to me,
Not only that the kids
is
don't
insane.
learn, but the skew is that we're an evil country. But look, you were in the environment yesterday that enables these fringe players to gain power. So the national media in America now is 80 to 90% pushing the progressive agenda. That's what really has driven this so quickly and gotten into the woke equity, America's bad, we need to throw out everything zone, because the media does not challenge that. How do you deal with that?
Well, one of the ways you deal with it is what I did yesterday, and I'll keep doing, is I'll go into the Lions Den and talk to them right there. You've done it when you've gone in and you call things as they are. I'll go in there and, somebody, and one of their real often used tricks is I'll say something and they'll say, "So you're saying?" No, you don't need to paraphrase me. We were both here. Did I say no children died from this? Yeah, I did, because I'm stupid, right? Of course I didn't say that. What I'm saying is this was a low risk group. We were able to keep open all essential services, including grocery stores, first responders, hospitals, porn shops. They kept crazy things open, but we're going to shut down the schools. And I hear them say, "Okay, look, we closed the schools here, and in 08, 09, when these smartphones came out, something really started happening. We saw the biggest spike in anxiety, depression, loneliness, suicidal ideation, suicidality among young people that we have ever seen. And it continued getting worse from the time the smartphones came out, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12. It continued to get worse, the worst since they started keeping records. And they know this. And then so we see COVID hit in 2020, and they say, we're going to close the schools for a couple of weeks. I say, okay, that's fine. I get it. You need to get your bearings. But then when they said, all right, we're going to keep the schools closed for the rest of the year, and then they're going to keep them closed in the fall, I came out at the time and said, this is a really bad idea. We've got a mental health crisis among these young people, and you're going to close the schools, which is their
make them
lifeline.
more isolated, right? Now, why do you think you get pushback from the committed left? Why do the ladies of The View look askance at your position?
Because I think they believe and have bought into the fact that this is was at the time some kind of right mentality to shut everything down. They look at this virus as though, I guess, it treats everybody the same. I don't think they should have shut the schools down, and I said so at the time. I said the treatment of these kids and the effects of the quarantine are going to create more problems for these kids than the virus ever will. And when I said that, everybody acted like I was some kind of crazy man, heretic, to say that. Now, when that actually came true, then everybody, I didn't get any calls saying, hey, we're sorry, we were wrong about that. You were right, we were wrong.
You'll never do, but you're prospering, and Fauci, I think, is in Molokai, Hawaii, in a former leper colony. He's out. So you won. Last question. Somebody buys the book, and, people don't read as much as they used to anymore. You got to really have a hook to get them to buy your book. What is your hook? What will people learn when they read You've Got Issues, or We've Got Issues, I should say?
That is a great question. And here's the thing. I think people know what I'm saying is right. A lot of people know what I'm saying is right. They know that what is being pushed on them by these extreme activists is wrong, but they don't know the facts to use to push back. What they need are the talking points, the facts to push back, and I'm giving them the facts. I'm giving them the empirical data Let me give you an example, and I'm not going to roll on forever here. I'm going to give you an example. They're using these trigger warnings in the universities where our coddled young people are being treated like they were some kind of delicate flowers that can't be taught. Because what you want to do with people that are sensitive to that, it's teach them coping skills. Use systematic desensitization, dialectical behavior therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, whatever, so they learn to cope. Paralyzed by it. They're doing exactly what you're not supposed to do. Now, here's the thing, Bill. These universities they have access to the same literature that I have access to, which is that this is the wrong thing to do. But they continue to do it because they're virtue signaling.
Yeah, because
they're virtue signaling.
They're woke and they're virtue signaling. All right, the book is We've Got Issues. Doc, we appreciate you. Welcome anytime on the program. And keep fighting a good fight, all right?
Hey, thanks for what you do. Keep doing it, my friend.
See you later. Thank you.